Friday was the birthday of a good friend of mine, and to give him a gift, I decided to make a quest in my game, Milkyway Mailing Inc. And in Milkyway Mailing Inc, you have to pick up some letters from the sender and deliver them to the recipient. So the thing is that this journey is through space, is through the solar system. So in this specific case, we had to pick up the letter on Mars and deliver it to Earth. And as I was making this content, as I was making this quest line, I was intrigued with how cool the system that I've created is. Because, well, let's be honest, developing systems and creating mechanics is not that hard actually. The actual hard, the most time-consuming task in game development is to create content for the game, right? Because once you have everything set up, you have to make something with all the tools that you created. And by creating a reliable system, especially in this case, which is a very modular system, is basically an assembly line that I can trust, and this is the most important thing that you can develop, is to create a system that you can trust and basically just rely on it throughout the entirety of the game development, so the journey of developing your game. And I want to show you how cool is that system. So as I said, Milkyway Mailing Inc. is a top-down space shooting adventure and is heavily, it leans heavily towards the adventure part. So in game design, we have three primary game colors. So we have three primarily genres, which is action, where the main resource that we manage is the player hand-eye coordination, so the reaction time of players. This is what action genres typically aim towards, so they manage this resource. Strategy, which is a type of game or elements of games that that try to handle to manage players' ability to manage resources. So the resource that we manage in strategy games is players' ability to manage resources. And adventure is the most important resource that we handle, that we should manage in adventure games, is information and how players will reveal and get access to this information. So how we as game designers will reveal information about the game to players. And well, you can of course mix and match elements of these, so you can think about them as basically primary colors. And just like you can mix and match some primary colors to create other colors, you can mix and match these primary genres to create subgenres. So for instance, JRPGs are basically adventure strategy games, right? So you have adventure elements such as character progression, character development, new skills, which are some kind of information that we reveal, new levels, new locations, the plot, mysteries and stuff like this. But you also have strategy elements, so you have to manage the characters, the combat party. You have to manage the character's health points, the character mana or energy points. You have to manage skill points. You have to manage your inventory, right? So potions and stuff like this. Your gold, so your currency and all of this stuff. And well, Western RPGs just took this package and added action in the combat, right? So they lean more towards action-based combat instead of turn-based combat, which is more of a strategy because time is not relevant in a turn-based strategy game. But yeah, so the thing is, with a game that leans very towards adventure, you have to focus on the story, on the game, on the exploration, on the world building. And with this system, I think that I figured out a very good way to do that. So I want to show you how I create quests in this game. Fundamentally, well, I will show you everything here and I will explain as I do. So I'm going to open Mars and let's create some quests where the player will have to go to Mars and basically stand by for 3 seconds because it will be kind of like a recognition mission. Let's say that the manager will ask the player to figure out why the Olympus Mons, which is the biggest volcano in the solar system, became active again. So this will be the context of this quest. So what I have to do, so you can see that this is the quest that I created for my friend's birthday, so Diego Roca birthday, I'm going to delete that. But yeah, to keep things organized, I typically create a container for quests. So let's say Olympus Mons quest. And the reason why I do that is, as I said, I created a system where we have kind of like an assembly line, right? So I'm going to add all of the elements in progression here so as I need them. The first thing that I need to do for sure is to create a quest. So I have a quest here, this is a quest object, and fundamentally quest is basically just a container for these informations here, but it also triggers some stuff, so it adds itself to the quest database and also to the quest singleton. Yeah, this one, add quests. And this is everything that I need to call to make a quest active. As it is, it's not active, it won't do anything. But this is the most important part in the quest system, which is the quest ID. It can be anything, so I need to avoid duplicating IDs, right? Because, well, they are supposed to be unique. But let's say Mars, I'm going to call this one Mars 2.1 because I already have Mars 1-1. And I won't going to fill these parts because it's not that relevant, but the thing is I need this ID here, so I'm going to copy it just in case. And the next thing I need to do is to create an event player. The event player is the most fundamental. Actually, before the event player, I need to create the dialog trigger. Dialog trigger is what will handle the connection between anything in the game and the dialog interface using a singleton to make this mediation. So after adding the dialog trigger, I can add the event player, because the dialog trigger will use the event player to change its to connect with event player, so it plays the next dialogue as players finish the previous dialogue. So this is how it goes. And also, the event player is the most fundamental part of everything in my game, because it's through this event player, it's through these events that I'm going to choreograph everything that happens in sequence. So for instance, you can see that I already have a template here. Every event player comes with this template. And this template basically comes with a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is especially true for dialogues because the beginning event, which is basically just an animation, will connect and will link the dialog system with this event player using this dialog trigger. So the dialog trigger is basically a mediator between the event player and the dialog interface. And why do I need this mediation? Is because it's through these events that I'm going to change the dialog content using this dialog data here, which I call dialog text. The dialog text has a portrait, an animation, a voice speed, just so I can add some characters. So this will be the portrait of this specific animation. This is the default one. But next, I will create an event trigger, because this event trigger is, of course, how everything will connect with the event player and, of course, with the events. And how do I create events? I think that this is everything that I need to do for now to create the basic quest. Yeah, so let's get started. So to create a new event, to create a new sequence of dialogues or events, I just need to create an animation library, which I call an event library. So I'm going to create the Mars _2-1. This is the event that I need to call through the event player. So basically, I will have to do that if I don't want to pass any event. But the event player, the play event, accepts an event library as an argument. So this is very convenient. After that, well, let's create this quest. So I'm going to create a dialog here. Of course, I have to make this an unique resource. Otherwise, if I make changes in this resource, it will reflect in all other instances, and I don't want that. So I'm going to make this unique. And actually, I'm going to use some templates. So I want the manager to talk first with the player. So I'm going to use the manager dialog resource here, make it unique. And well, let's say, hey, courier, are you busy? I have a mission. No, just that for now. Well, and then yeah, I think that, well, I made some mistake here, so I'm going to undo that. Undo, because I didn't follow the procedure. I didn't follow the system. So you can see that I have the template here, right? So everything that I need to do is to duplicate that into the Mars event library. And then I'm going to the Mars, and now I can create the content. So I'm going to make this unique. Hey courier, what are you doing? Then the next one, the middle one, I'm going to use the Ludonaut template. Make unique. Hey sir, just wondering, need something? And well, after the beginning animation, I have to tell if the portrait should play something, and typically it will be the appear animations, just so the character appears on the portrait interface. And after that, I just have to duplicate that. I'm going to duplicate, yeah, and I'm going to change to the manager dialog, make unique. Oops. So Godot 4.4 has this weird bug where even if you have just one thing selected, it drags other stuff. So don't know how to fix that. But yeah, I need you to go to Mars for a recognition mission. And after I changed especially the portrait voice and the voice speed, I don't have to change it again the next time. So I can basically duplicate that. If I want to keep the same character talking, right? So I can basically just set this to no, to an empty, and I need you to assess why the Olympus Mons became active. Duplicate it again, make unique, go to Mars. This is like the command, right? So this is the actual goal of this quest. Go to Mars and research it for 5 seconds. And research it. I won't put any time constraint here. Research it, because I think that I'm going to use a progress bar to show the research progress on Mars. So after that, I think that I'm going to the end. So the end animation will unlink, the end event will unlink everything. And here I also put some final stuff that I want to happen before the dialog closes and this event ends. So what I'm going to do here is to call a method on the animation, on the quest, telling it to become active, add quest to quests. And well, this is everything that I need to do here, but I need to trigger this event somehow. I think that I'm just going to use a timer, because I don't want to create any quest or any specific event for that. Typically what I used to do is to make one quest trigger the other after some time, after players defeat something, creating kind of like a quest line, right? But in this case, I'm just going to use this timer here. And as I said, I just need to play with the event player to trigger the event player here. Play event, connect, and that's it, because the event is already is already set to Mars 2-1, which is this one, right? And it will play from the beginning. On Mars, actually we are on Mars already, right? So I'm going to put everything here. The goal will be here as well, so I'm going to create an interactive area, and add a collision shape, which will be an area around that, probably something like here. So when players get inside this interaction area, it will trigger the second chain of events on Mars, which I'm going to add an interface. Let me see if I can think about something. Probably I can pick this on Ares. So Ares, want the health bar, just so I have this interface ready here. I don't want that, just need that. Yeah, so I'm going to put that like here, and I'm going to add research progress. I'm going to add something like a text below it, label. Actually, I'm going to use a rich label because I find rich labels funnier to play with. And I'm going to use, what is the font? Theme override fonts. Normal font, I'm going to use the Bungie regular, this one. And for colors, font color, what is it? Font sizes, normal, I think that I'm going with 30. Research. Yeah, so the thing with BB code, the thing with rich label is that we need to use BB code for most stuff, right? So I will need to do something like center and /center. And I want this to be like a wave. Wave. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. /wave. Wave. Yeah. Researching. And probably I will animate that, adding this dots. So what I'm actually looking for is the style. No, what is the font color? Font selection color, font color, table default color. Yeah, this one, such as this. Yeah, and probably I will have to use some shadow as well, just so we have some contrast. Shadow offset. No, 4. Yeah, that's it. So researching, and I will animate that. So I'm going to create an animator for the label. Idle. Something like this. And it's going to loop between this and this. Will it? Well, I think, let's see if we can make it. No. No. So yeah, I will have to make all the intermediate. Whoa, this is so fucked up. Okay, research, and I'm going to create another one here. Something like here. Yeah. Add this one and that one but I want them equally distributed, which is not going to happen. Fuck. Yeah, I think that this will do the trick. Yeah, but I think that I will not center that because, well, let's see. What is it? Oh, we have no. We don't need center. We don't need that. We have this horizontal alignment center, and the other thing that I want here, display text after shaping. It's not what I wanted, but I think that I will go with that. Well, no, actually, no. I'm going to make this like here. And auto wrap, no. I'm going to increase the size just a bit. Yeah, it's because, yeah, of course. Yeah, so this is going to be playing all the time. And the other thing that I need to do is this research thing. So the other animation that I need is this research. So load, no, progress, yeah. I think that progress will do the trick. So I think that 5 seconds is enough. And yeah, this thing. So max value, I think that I'm going with 100, and don't show percentage, but this is going to be the final value, and I'm going to duplicate it at the beginning, setting it to 0. Why isn't it working? Oh, because I'm working with the max value, and this is not what I want. Is the actual value? Yeah, this one. And duplicate it, 100. Yeah, so it's going to load like that. And when it finishes loading, I'm going to complete the quest. And for that, I have a component which is called quest progress. Well, the quest progress is basically an element of the quest system that creates a navigation arrow that will show the player where the quest goal is in the map. So all I have to do is to add the quest ID here. This is the reason why quest ID is important in this system. But after that, everything is working. So after we finish this animation, I think that I'm going to trigger the quest progress. Yeah, quest progress. Increase progress. Yeah, that's it. Then I hate this new measures system of Godot animation. It doesn't make sense to me. Probably because it's based on frames, which makes no sense because most of the time we work with time and not frames. Researching, yeah. So how will this happen? Because this won't happen instantaneously. This will be hidden, and the interactive array2d will trigger an event that will call this progress animation here. So I'm going to create a new event here. Manage animations, new library, Mars 2-2. Probably I will have some dialogues as well. So this template I just use if I have dialogues, but other than that, I don't need that. I don't need it for events. But I think that I'm going to add some dialogues here, because at the beginning of this animation I want the load note. to say something about Mars. So make unique. There we have it. Now let's begin the research. And well, I don't need the middle one for this, but probably I want to trigger the animation on this one right here, on the final, on the end animation. So I'm going to call it like here, progress, and I'm also going to display, make it visible. Yeah, so in this one I'll make it longer, but yeah, this is what's going to happen. And after that, we are going to trigger the end of the end of the quest. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going to hide this at the end. Bing. And that's it. So after I finished the animation, I wanted to trigger another thing. So there is another class that I created, which is called a quest monitor, which basically monitors the status of a quest, and I can use it to make the completion of a quest have an impact on anything in the game. So it doesn't need to be on the same place as the quest itself. It can be on anywhere in the game. This is the coolest part. So let's say if players finish a quest on Mars, it can trigger an event on Earth, for instance, or it can trigger an event on Venus or Mercury or something like this. But in this specific case, since everything will happen inside Mars itself, I will use I will add the quest monitor just so we can trigger the final event, where Ludonaut is basically going to explain why why the Olympus Mons is currently active, which is going to be Mars 2-3, right? So I'm going to use this complete signal, which is going to trigger that. And in this specific case, play event. Yeah, so I have to pass a string, which is going to be Mars 2-3, and the quest progress. Oh, okay, it's the interactive area 2D. So when players are within the range of this area, it's going to trigger Mars 2-2. But I'm also going to create an event to reset everything if players don't manage to stay within the range, the exploration range of Mars. So I'm going to create a new animation here, and you can see that it's going to it's not going to have any dialogue. So Mars 2.0, I think that I'm going to call it like this, because it doesn't need to be indexed. At least the libraries don't need to be indexed, but the animations need to be indexed, so they play on sequence. So I'm going to create a new animation on Mars 0. I'm going to call it cancelled. Cancelled will basically stop this animation player here and make things invisible, but because this is everything that I need to do in this specific case. So event player, a track, call method on this animation player here, stop, and keep state. If keep state, the animation state is not updated visually. And the custom speed is set to... Yeah, I think that I just need to call it stop. And set this invisible. That's it. And if players leave this interactive area, so if interactive area is unavailable, it's going to trigger Mars 2.-0. And I think that this is it. So on Mars 3. What is it? 2-3. We don't have 2-3 yet. Yeah, so let's create it. Manage animations. Create Mars 2-3. And this one I will need some animations from the template, because I'm going to make the loader node say, yeah, I think that the reason why it is going to explain, right? So, hey sir, I think I found something. And the next one will basically continue. The Olympus might be active due to the recent... I'm going to duplicate that too, because I don't have this is the major flaw of my system. I don't have a way to create new animations based on the text length, so I will have to manually break lines in my game and create new animations. But I think that is okay. I already know the length that I can use for most dialogues. So I'm going to create this one, make it unique again. Might be active due to the recent Ares event, which came back to Mars. And then I'm going to duplicate that and use the manager portrait in this one. Make unique. That makes sense. With Ares back home, he brought back the duplicate. Volcano activities with his explosive personality. Then duplicate it again. Alright, your job is done. Come back to the HQ. And I think that I'm going to pay players for this mission as well. So I have I have a component to increase player score, which is called score points. So I'm going to duplicate this animation just to tell players that here's your payment. Here's your payment. Thank you. And finally, at the end, I'm going to trigger at score point. And I'm going to score 1000. Oh, damn! Godot is going to no, no, please! I think that is going to crash. No, please, just delete that. Yeah, thank you. Many times when this happened, Godot just crashed. So yeah, score amount. It tried to create 1000 arguments, which is not what I wanted, but it's that. Yeah, so I think that this will be it. So one shot, auto start, and yeah, from the beginning. And well, let's try this out. Well, I didn't plan anything, so we're probably going to face some issues, but let's see how this goes. Maybe we just created a new mission for my game. So let's play this. Hey Curry, what are you doing? Hey, just wandering around, need something? I need you to go to Mars for a recognition mission. I need to assess why the Olympus moons became active. Go to Mars and research it. Yeah, and you can see that the navigation arrow just appeared. Going to Mars. Hopefully. Ouch. Yeah, I forgot to hide this, right? So Mars. Oh no, it's because. Ouch. There we have it. There. Oh yeah. But why isn't it? Play Mars 0, Mars 2, 2-2. Why is it playing already? Oh, let's try this again. Career, yeah, I need something. Yeah, go there, okay. So let's go to Mars. Yoo. I don't know why it's already researching. Don't get it. There we have it. Now let's. Yeah, so you can see that it's researching. Poof. And this should trigger the completion of the quest. So instead of having this here, I will have it on the event, because technically we are playing in the event, right? So event player to beginning. What is it? Beginning. Is this one? Dialog trigger. Yeah, probably somewhere in this. Yeah, this is the reason why it's visible. It shouldn't be. But also, well, I'm going to make it visible right here. Make it visible. Yeah. I'm going to do that. Okay. But the completion of the quest monitor. Oh, it's because the quest monitor didn't have the quest set to it, and probably this is the reason why it didn't work the first time. So let's test this again. Ouch. There we have it. Now let's begin the research. Researching. Probably I did that again. Oh, it's because I didn't complete the quest now. Ah! Please complete the quest, for God's sake. Quest progress. Increase progress. Then I want to make this, yeah, invisible, please. There we have it. Now let's begin the research. Researching. Why didn't it complete that fucking quest? Oh, it's because I think that I didn't connect the. No, I did. Event play, event 2-3, Mars 2-1, Quest progress. Yeah, I think that it's most likely that this progress thing shouldn't complete the quest itself, but probably the event. What's the one that is actually... Isn't this one? Oh, it's this one. Okay. So yeah, this will trigger the completion of the quest. Quest progress. Increase progress. And well, this should do it. Quest March 2-1. Yeah, this should work. Let's see. Oh fuck. Yeah. Should probably disable these print statements. There it is. Let's begin the researching. Yeah, hey sir, I think I found something. The Olympus Mons might be active due to the recent Earth events which came back to Mars. That makes sense. Yeah, I forgot to tell the manager to appear here in this event. There's events. This one. No, it's this one. Yeah, that makes sense. Appear. What was I missing something? No, I think I wasn't. So there we have it, the complete quest. Let's see how this works. I need to go to Mars. Ouch. So yeah, this fucking thing, it's just appearing. It's always appearing. There we have it. Now let's begin the research. Hey sir, I think that I found something. Yeah, but oh, it's because I already have it saved somewhere. Probably user data folder. No. Yeah, so this should do it. So hey courier, okay. Let's go to Mars. There we have it. Now let's begin the research. Researching. Hey sir, I think I found something. The Olympus Mons might be active due to the recent Ares events which came back to Mars. That makes sense with Ares back home with brought back volcano activities. Alright, yeah, I missed the actual dialogue line. Here's your payment, thank you. So, in my game, I don't need to actually... I can't actually, right? I just need to call it once, so appear here. And after that, all the dialogues should be empty. So I just need to create a new dialogue text with empty stuff. This is how it works. Just need the actual text. This is why I call it dialog text and not dialog data. And let's make the final test. And that's it. Hey courier, what are you doing? Hey sir, just wondering, I need something. I need you to go to Mars for a recognition mission. I need to assess why the Olympus Mons became active. Go to Mars and research it. Whee! Ouch. And there we have it, there we have it. Now let's begin the research. Hey sir, I think I found something. The Olympus Mons might be active due to the recent Ares event which came back to Mars. That makes sense. With Ares back home, he brought back the volcano activities with his explosive personality. Alright, Korea, your job's done, come back to me. Here's your payment, thank you. And there we have it. Mission completed. So this was just a showcase of this system, more likely a show off, because I'm very proud of that. Because this quest is going to be a content for the YouTube channel, for Milkyway Mailing Inc. YouTube channel, because I thought about something. I don't want to make devlogs. Besides this one, it's kind of like a devlog, but I don't want to make devlogs because devlogs usually attract other game developers, who are more interested in how are you making it than what are you making it. So you guys, for instance, are more interested in how I'm making my game and not the game itself, because this will bring value to you, because you're going to learn how you can do it as well. And to fulfill that need, I'm going to launch a master class for Godot engine. So I'm going to create a course which is about mastering Godot. It's in 7 days. I don't want to waste your guys' time, because most people just say, oh, I don't have time to learn Godot and don't have time to make games. You're going to make a game in 7 days in this course. So I'm going to put the link in the description, because I'm finished the course yet. I'm just finished the content, but you're going to receive an email soon if you subscribe to the mailing list that I'm going to pin in the pinned comment. So subscribe there so you don't miss when the course goes out, so when I launch this course, because this is going to teach you a lot of things. How you can create unlockable power-ups, how you can create quests, how you can create dialogues, how you can create a space shooting adventure game. But we are going to create the same thing that I'm making here with Milkyway Mailing Inc, but with a smaller scope. It's going to be kind of like an asteroid game where you're going to unlock some stuff as you play. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the mailing list so you get notified when I launch the course, because I only have 100 seats, because Notion, I'm going to use Notion for managing this course, and Notion only allows 100 seats. So don't miss out, because otherwise you are going to waste this opportunity. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Keep developing, and until the next time. See you there.